Hi guys, welcome to another grammar lesson. Today we are going to talk about possessive pronouns in dative case. It's the third case we are learning. If you haven't watched the previous videos, please click somewhere there in the corner and start from the beginning. On the beginning I am explaining you how the algorithm works. So let's quickly recap this algorithm right now. This algorithm helps us to choose the correct possessive pronoun in a given context, in a given sentence. So the first step is to choose the case. If we know what case we need in a sentence, then we know which table we should use, okay? The second step is to choose subject. The subject tells us which row of the table we should use. The third step is to choose object number, singular or plural. The object number tells us which part of the table, which columns we should use. The fourth step, choose object gender. Here are the genders. If we know what's the gender of the object, we can choose a correct cell. And when we choose the correct cell, we have the one correct possessive pronoun, okay? So let's have a look how it works in dative case. Here we have two example sentences. Let's start with the first one. I gave your brother money. The first step is the case. This verb, give, requires the usage of dative case, so we choose this table. So the first step of the algorithm is done. Second step, choose subject. I gave your brother money, so you are the subject because it's your singular. So in this table, the singular your is the second row, so we have this row. The third step of the algorithm, choose object number. Brother is singular, it's one brother, so we choose the left part of the table. So now we have three options: twojemu, twojej, or twojemu. And the last step of the algorithm, choose object gender. Brother is masculine, so it's the first column. We have one correct pronoun, twojemu. So the translation will be dałem twojemu bratu pieniądze. Okay? And the second example, we thank your mother for help. Thank, again, it requires the usage of dative case. So we choose this table. The second step, choose subject. Again, I thank your mother, it's your singular, so you are the subject. We choose the second row. The third step, object number. Mother is singular, it's one mother, so we choose the left part of the table. And the last step, choose object gender. Mother is feminine, so we choose this column. When we connect all the steps of the algorithm together, we get one cell, this cell, twojej. So we put it in the sentence. Dziękujemy twojej mamie za pomoc. And that's it. Pretty easy. So now let's focus on this table and let's see how we can remember it. But firstly, maybe let's read all the possessive pronouns. Repeat after me. Mojemu, mojej, mojemu, moim, moim, twojemu, twojej, twojemu, twoim, twoim, jego, jej, jego, naszemu, naszej, naszemu, naszym, naszym, waszemu, waszej, waszemu, waszym, waszym, ich. Okay. So let's see how we can simplify this table. Firstly, as I said in previous video, the third person singular and plural is always the same in all cases, so you don't have to learn the third person for each case. You have to learn it only once. Then the first and the third column of this table is the same. So as you can see, you don't have to learn two different columns, they are the same. Another thing, the plural columns are also the same. So you have to learn only one form for the plural object. I could write here only one column, but I decided to stick to the same structure of the table in each case. Okay, so remember, these two columns are the same, these two also, so in reality you have to learn only 3 different columns. And now let's focus on the endings. Emu, a, emu, im. How we can memorize these endings? So to memorize these endings we can use mnemonics as in the previous video. So this is the story or the situation I created for these endings. You can create your own one or you can use mine. And now I will explain you what these hieroglyphs mean to me, okay? So we have to memorize the endings for dative case. Dative, date, that. So these words are quite similar, so I make association with the dative word and the date, that. So I have the beginning of the story, I am going on a date, my first date, and what I see when I go to the date? I see an emu lying on the street, a dead emu. I know it should be pronounced emu or something like that in English, but let's stay to the Polish pronunciation because it's much closer, or even it's the same as the ending. So emu mojemu. We have the first ending in the story. So imagine that you are going on the date and you see on the street a dead emu. That's something that doesn't happen in everyday life, so it's a surprise to you, and it will help you to memorize this because it's not something usual, not something that happens every day. So imagine that the emu, the animal, is lying on the street and you scream, "Hey, out of my way!" So when you scream this, you put another ending into the story. Hey, a. So it's the second ending. So imagine you see the emu, you are screaming, "Hey, out of my way!" It's even a rhyme, so it will also help you remember it if it's a rhyme. And what happens then? After you scream on the emu wakes up and flies away. So again, the image of emu flying away in your mind, in the story. You have again the emu ending, emu, and you see that the emu flies away. You are looking on the emu and you say to yourself, impossible, because yeah, that's kind of impossible. Emu doesn't have the wings, so it cannot fly. This bird cannot fly, so it's impossible. And in the word impossible, you have the last ending we need, impossible. Okay, so instead of trying to remember emu a, emu im, you can try to remember this story, imagine this story, and it will be easier for you to remind the endings later. Okay, and that's pretty it. If this story is stupid for you, you can try to create your own one. I even advise you to create your own stories because they stick better in your mind when the story is from the associations created by your brain, not mine. And yeah, that's it for this lesson. I hope you like it. Please give me a thumb up and subscribe to the channel to get more Polish content. And if you have any questions, please write them in the comments below. See you next time.